What is going on, everybody? Anthony here, 6 Scale Mafia. We are on our Wednesday morning show here, and we have Joost from Jazzinc with us this morning, dude. Thank you so much for coming. I know it's a little late for you, early for me, but appreciate having you back again.
Yeah, I just have to start with the critical note there, Anthony. It is really time for you to clean those heads on your VHS. I mean, with
Did you like that
all
with the
noise
tracking?
in there, I mean, you got to take care of your machinery, man.
Yeah, VCRs, man. Hell yeah, that's awesome. That's good. That's funny, man. But how you been?
Anyway.
Man? A lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff to talk about since the last time
Yeah.
you were here.
So nice for people to join us. I've saved up some very cool new images and new stuff for today's live stream, so should be a fun one.
Yes, sir. I think so. I do want to address 𝗠𝗘𝗥𝗖𝗡, my friend. Thank you so much, dude. Celebrating 27 months of channel membership, man. I appreciate you, man. Hit that like, subscribe, join the Mafia family. Appreciate it, brother. As always, Maniac, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, so you dropped some stuff this week on your Facebook group, a couple videos. Pretty exciting. What should we talk about first? I think, you know what? If we could, can we bring up this 89? I know a lot of people are wondering about this, myself included, of course, you know, but
yeah.
We have some photos here.
Yeah, so for the people in the closed Facebook group, and again, if you want to see behind the scenes, get a lot of stuff firsthand, but put your input on things. You will have seen this already. For all the other ones, everybody who's not a joined Facebook group, this is the final design based off the feedback we got from the group. So one of the surprises, we just keep adding some stuff to the 1989 Batmobile, even though we've closed the pre-orders, and I still have the one surprise up my sleeve, and I'm still not telling. But it's going to be a cool one. So we had enough money over to do a custom remote. People said you want to use the design that they used on set, where he says stop, and the car stops right in front of his feet.
Yeah.
So we took that design into well, we had to add the 10 buttons, of course, but for the rest, it's exactly like the remote he used for the Batmobile on set. That's going to be part of the 1989 Batmobile. This is the final design. We're already in production of the molds on this one, and basically there's just a whole lot of production going on the 89 in general. I mean, so yeah, I don't know if you have any questions about the remote or
No, I think it looks awesome. It's a great idea. Is it gonna, there's nowhere like attachable, it's just gonna be completely separate though, just something you can set aside, or slide? Okay, I wasn't sure. I like the idea though. It looks awesome. It really looks cool. 10 buttons. Are all 10 buttons functional, or?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Ooh.
So we got, and also this was decided by the group. So I basically wrote the manual for the remote and showed the functions. And so we split up the lights and the movement of the turbine and the smoke and the sounds separately, so that the last 4 are going to be sound clips, and basically everything works by one press turns it on, the second press turns it off. So,
okay.
Yeah. So Aaron, always good with all his input. So
that's awesome. Oh yeah.
So basically, I forget the exact setup, but so basically you can switch a couple of groups of different lights. 4 different sounds separately, the smoke separately, the lights for the smoke separately, so you're not obligated to use the smoke if you don't want to.
Okay.
And then the spinning turbine. I think that's it, right? So lights, smoke, sound, and spinning turbine. So yeah, so that's the design, and like I said, it's based off the remote he's holding in the 1989 video.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, okay, so let's see what else we got. Oh, so we still have a couple here. I didn't look through all these yet, so
yeah,
I don't know if these are all remote. No, so we got some parts here.
Yeah, so basically what we're doing is, so you've seen the final prototype. That's basically the final design. We're tweaking and adding a couple of things that you didn't see in the design. One of the examples of that would be that we actually were able to get the surface mounted prints and letters on the tires. That wasn't on the prototype. That's going to be in the production piece. There's going to be another few tweaks that come with that. Then it's about 4 to 6 months, depending on what part you're talking about, making those molds. And I've shown you the videos. We've done them in the live stream where you see
Yeah.
machining the big. Now, for a car like this, the molds would be about the size of my wife, right? But then you do the test shoots, so the test parts, and that's what you're looking at here. So that's seeing if the parts come out of the mold the way we designed them, and then if everything fits together the way we were hoping. So what you're seeing here is actually basically the first actual production parts coming out of production that still need a lot of work. So if you go to the next,
let's see here.
So this is a test. The basic paint we did on the dashboard. Of course, this is without all the. So then there's about 30 different tools and molds that we use that are going to be on top of this, where every single little label, scribble, arrow, and stuff like that is going to be added. So this is just the basic black painted with and then with the hand painted red and white and silver. On top of that goes 30 different layers with tools and molds.
Wow.
And, that basically give you every single thing that was visible on that dashboard. And then there's going to be a top part that's going to be covered in a leather-like material like the original was as well on the top of the dashboard. But so this is basically the first test piece from the dashboard coming out of the molds for that.
Yeah, that is like super detailed. There's a lot going on right there already.
And you've not seen anything yet, basically. So
yeah, wow, that is pretty awesome, dude. I can't wait for this car.
So
okay,
this is another cool surprise. We were actually able to add decals on, and this is just from today. We're going to add decals to the center console switches.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't see that before.
No, exactly. So this is brand new. This is just out today. So there's a mixture that's going to be lean rich. Then there's the throttle closed open, and then that final bit that says reheat. Oh, I forget something.
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
You'll probably see it. You'll see it in the other slides. So that's going to be added as well. So that's a little extra. We added today even. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Digging it. All right. Well, okay. Here we go. There we go.
High and low. Reheat supercharger.
Right.
That's it. Hard, low, and then reheat supercharger, then closed and open throttle, then lean mixture and rich. So that's going to be on the center console. This is Andrea Sercha, who helped us out together with William Babington, who helped us find out what was basically on there. This is hot off the press, like 4 hours ago. We
okay.
Yeah, we did that. So we're still adding stuff. We're still not done. We're still trying to improve and make it better.
It is awesome. More and more every time we talk. There's more. Yep. Oh, we have a video here.
Yeah. So what we do then is every single part is sanded and then sanded again after a couple of weeks. So this is actually the second layer of sanding. So every single part that comes out is hand sanded and finished off before it's painted, and then we sand it again.
Oh, okay. Double. Okay.
Yeah. So it's sanding, then a finer grit, then shooting some first layer of finish, then sanding again, then finishing. So this is one of the reasons why it takes long and why it's more expensive to do, because that's not normal, right? You just get the parts, and that's why certain designs are compromised, because that way you can get them out of the molds without needing to do any post-production on that.
And you're doing that twice just to keep it like extra smooth.
Yep. Yeah.
It's awesome. That is awesome. All right, we have another here. Okay, what do we got here?
Yeah, here this is where we're testing the basic electronics with the remote. So you're seeing the part for the turbine spin. Now, a fun little thing. I don't know if you have the latest die-cast Iron Man Mark 1.
I do.
It also has a spinning piece with USB power.
It does, yeah. You can't turn it off though. That sucks.
Yeah, but I tested it once, and
Mhm.
I didn't use it again. And the reason is simple: it makes a heck of a lot of noise.
It's very loud. That's why I
Yeah,
was like,
so-
I wish Hot Toys gave you the option to turn that off, but still have the lights on.
Yeah, so not only do we have with the remote the option to turn off the lights and the smoke and the sound and the rotor separately,
See if I can get a
but
little bit
I've
bigger
also
screen here.
found a relatively quiet engine. So
Oh, okay.
this is going to be much quieter than the Hot Toys Mark One moving turbine thing in the Mark One Iron Man
Okay.
suit.
Yeah, I actually have them right up there. I don't have them plugged in because of that.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. Plus, you got a USB-C cable that's going to be very visible. I don't like that. So, yeah,
Mhm.
that's it.
Oh, same with
So-
the Ecto One. I disconnected the spinning lights. Those things are. You think the Iron Man's loud? The Ecto One is like insanely loud.
Okay, yeah, I didn't get the Ecto One because over here in Europe, those things are 2,500 euros. So that's what,
Ooh, okay.
$2,800.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our basic tests with the remote, so everything's functioning.
Yeah, and then testing the lights and the sound and the speaker, and then basically testing the board, and then testing the sound level of
Mhm.
the engine that's in the turbine. So yeah, I
All
thought
right. Awesome. Is this just some more sanding here?
Yeah, so this is actually it's in different. So this is the first layer of sanding. You can actually see it's not as shiny yet.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah. It's not as shiny here.
Yeah. So and every piece on every Batmobile is going to be sanded. You saw this little funnel.
Mhm.
That is actually the inside of the side intakes. You're probably never going to see it. That's going to be sanded. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. You've never seen so much sanding going on ever.
Hell yeah, that's funny. That's good. I caught that. That's good. So every little piece that is connected is going to be double sanded down, and nice.
Yep.
That's going to be super smooth. Okay, that is pretty awesome. This is a finished paint, or I'm not sure what this video is.
So this is fun. See, I see the comment from Amir. Are you using the same kind of flip-flop black violet paint coat or a coat of veneer? So this is testing a couple of different paint samples. For some reason or other, it doesn't show the flip-flop effect much. But the thing is, for the prototype, all looked great until I put it in the module case. So it looked great under fluorescent lights, under flashlights, under sunlight, no problem. In the module cases, from some angles, it just looks green. And so this is why we're doing.
It could be because there's a full surface of light.
Yeah, but no other Batmobile of mine shows up like that. It's like a very, very, very dark black green. So, yeah. So we're doing different paints to give that, but I think we're going to move away from the color shift because I cannot guarantee. You can see a little bit of the green.
Yeah, you see a little green here on like the bottom there as you're rotating it.
Yeah, and so that's about as far as I dare to go. But I've seen images of the real 1992, which also used the flip-flop paint, and there's certain angles I can show you pictures. This thing it looks completely purple. So, and if even one person has theirs and he does a review, he or she, and it shows up green, that's it, right? So I just can't risk that. So, and on top of that, there's going to be a clear coat of satin.
Okay, so but when you mean you can't risk it, so are you saying that the paint is going to be a little bit different, or
no? The paint is going to look like it did in the pictures, which is just a very subtle green sheen. But that means I'm finishing it off basically the way you're seeing here. If you move it, there's a little subtle hint of green. Then that for the 1992, that shifted to a bit more purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I think this is the safer bet. There's still a little bit of color shift. There's still color depth. There's still a top layer, a clear coat layer on that. So it's not just black plastic like you see on the Hot Toys version. It's actually a pearl
pearlescent sort of like.
Yeah, and then on top of that, there's even another layer of finish. So you get every part sanded 3 times, base coated. then the pearl, then the clear coat. That's basically what you're seeing here. That's what everybody gets.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it would have to do with that. I see a couple of comments in the chat too. You know, the temperature could be a thing with the lights. You know, depending on what Kelvin they're using in Maji case. I don't know exactly what he's using, but you know, different temperatures are going to kind of change. And your lighting situation. Are you going to have spotlights? Do you have a full strip? Are you doing white? Or are you doing different colors? You know, like with the 95, I have the black lights in there, so all this purple's coming off, and it's like, you know,
that looks. But the thing is, then the color shift should be equal on all 6 Batmobiles I have in there, right? And it's not. It's just the green hue we had on the first TAS, on the prototype that I also photographed for, it's so weird. Only when you see it in person here, so it's not. I can't even, if I took the camera all the way there, it would show up as black on camera.
Yeah.
If you were here physically in the showroom from certain angles, especially when you look at the 3/4 front
and
view,
it's hard if I full screen you. I mean, we're at a bit of a distance, but
this looks black, right? With a little subtle hint of green.
Yeah, hard to tell. We're kind of far away, but yeah, I see what you mean though. At different angles and distance.
You want me to take the camera there and show you?
Sure, why not? I'm sure people want to check it out.
It's gonna be
check that out.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing a live tour. Here we go.
So, can you see? Oh, say, can you see?
Oh yeah, a little bit more to yeah. There we go, and then maybe a little in more.
This is hard.
Yeah, if it's we're all like on a weird angle, but I see what you mean. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's not, and it still doesn't show up as much as bad as it does in real life. It's the weirdest thing. And
yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with you know, colors and you know, just distance and lighting. I think really.
Yeah.
So
I'm not risking it. So.
No, I understand that. Completely. So, because some people, yeah, you're right. They might just look at it and be like, "Wow, mine looks so much different than somebody else's." Or
yeah. So basically, we're just taking down the green tint a bit.
Okay, I see what you mean. I see. All right. And then this was more of the molds, or
more test parts from the molds. With the cockpit parts there. You're still seeing a test of the chair. That is, this is still the plastic chair. So in the end, it's going to be the coated leather anyway.
Okay. All right. That is cool. I think was that it for the 89 that we have in here?
I think it might be.
I think it was.
So basically, there's not a lot more to show than there's just a whole bunch of parts that are all being sanded for every car, and so there's like hundreds of parts for every car times 2,000 cars. It's just a whole lot of sanding going on. Starting next week, the larger molds, so the larger body pieces, because as you can imagine, the larger molds take longer to make. Then we could do a test shoot of those parts. So, basically, I think we might have to delay the first batch by about 4 weeks because it's just more work. Again, that's all. I have to pay for that, but so all you have to pay for is a little bit more time. So like 4 or 5 weeks.
So what do you think like the first month would be roughly for shipping?
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a test batch of 40. And we're going to send that to selected people who are okay with getting that batch and whose feedback we really want.
Okay.
And then, I'm going to also be showing you the drop tests and the shaker table tests and all that sort of thing, and all the in-between steps that we're building in more and more steps just to prevent any issue that we could have caught. And that first test batch of 40 pieces is one of those things. I think that's going to be July.
That's not that far away. Yeah.
No. But so 4 weeks extra, that's going to be July. First big batch, probably late August.
Okay. Not bad. Real quick, Chewy's Bandolier. Thank you so much, my man. Celebrating 10 months, man. Saying so excited for his 89. Batmobile, dude, I can't wait to. I can't wait to. Yeah, we can be patient. That's fine, and that works too, right? Because then you can kind of have that test and see if all those are great, and if there's any kind of, I mean, that's kind of the caveat, right? Like there may be some changes, is what you're saying, or from that first 40, like maybe,
yeah. And so what we're saying is for those first 40, if we're going to do any major changes, then we'll offer the option to switch it up and get the latest one, if that is what's going to happen. I don't expect there to be, it's always going to be the small things, right? So like with the 1995, we've had very, very little QC issues. We basically a great release, but even though we did the drop test, that means 20 drops on every side, every angle, and that's like almost 100 times you drop it from a meter high or 120, depending on the weight.
Right. Yeah.
Then we have the shaker table. I believe I've shown you that too.
You
right?
have. Yeah, I've seen that.
So we thought we're tested, right? And then there's still, I don't know, all in all, we've delivered about 400 of these vehicles, and like half a dozen of them, there was this oval where there was a little bit of paint rub from the journey that never showed up on our shaker test.
Yeah, I know some people that have had that. Yeah.
And so again, 6 out of 400. It's not a lot, but it's too much. So that's why we thought let's build in this 40-person test batch, basically.
Okay. No, that's smart. Then you can kind of gauge from there and see, if any necessary changes need to be made, and if those are acceptable, because that's basically like 99% like a complete, I mean, it's the car, it's done. It's just done. If there's just anything that may arise from shipping or things like that.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If there's any last surprises that, So like that 9095, is there going to be one in? That's where the 40 comes from. So it should show up if you send it across the world to 40 different people. So
okay, no, that's really cool. All right, that's not bad, guys. So you guys hear that? That'll be July, and then the main batch is about August.
Yeah, the first main batch is going to be August. That's the way it seems now.
That's very soon. That's very soon.
Yeah.
If we can continue though with the 89 before we get into the other stuff. You were showing me here. We talked about this last time that you were here too. I know you showed off. So we have, and I think the last time you were here, we looked at this, but there's more stuff in here now.
Yes.
And so this is the sitting Batman for the 89.
Yeah. So for it's designed to be compatible with the 1989 Batwing, the 1989 Batmobile, and the Hot Toys 1989 Batmobile is what we're trying to do right now.
Okay.
Just to widen the audience as much as possible. We're still doing the tests on that last thing. So before we open it up for pre-order, we should know if it's compatible with that, because it is a smaller car. But anyway, it is going to be compatible with our Batwings and Batmobiles. We've got a projection in our basic cockpit here. And we're already working, and we're working on a prototype. We got approval from Michael Keaton, and we got approval from Warner Brothers in DC now. Yeah, that's the latest news as well.
Okay. Now, is this is sold separately then, if this is going to go through?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Do you have like a rough MSRP yet, or is that still kind of in the works?
What we're hoping to do. So there's a couple of things to note on this.
Okay.
So we're selling this as a vehicle accessory. There's a couple of reasons for that. A couple of them are legal, but the other thing is that we don't want people to think this is going to be the quality of our figures, because this is going to be made to a different price point, right? So the whole idea from the community was, okay, if you can have a sitting Batman, I don't have to ruin my Hot Toys Batman. But then if you make this the same price as the Hot Toys Batman, then it doesn't make sense, right?
Right, because people would rather just get the figure. I mean, for the price. Right? Yeah. So I'm trying to make this as affordable as possible. I am shooting for an MSRP of around $175 for this. Okay.
So that's the sitting figure. with a cape and the normal quality of like head sculpts and head sculpts paint or something like that.
Well, let me ask you this, because there's a couple people in the chat here. I see Coffin, we got Hishi, both with different Batmans. If this works and this is successful, is it possible to kind of retro, go backward and do like a sitting, Val Kilmer, a sitting Ben Affleck? I mean, or is this, are you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, because this if this is the first, would that be nice for people with, like myself or anybody else who have other Batmobiles?
Yeah. So the thing that makes it work for this is, and that's why I also want the Hot Toys compatibility. So basically, this is the 3D prototype you're seeing here. So the final pieces are, of course, not going to be 3D printed, but for the prototype, they are going to be. But so with the Hot Toys compatibility, where they have sold, I think it was 40,000 of these Batmobiles, plus the 2,000 of our Batmobiles, plus then the couple of Batwings, then there's going to be a bit of a market for this, because it's still going to be a subgroup of those people who want a sitting Batman, right? It's not like you put that in your display case as is. So if we go to like our Ben Affleck,
right, it's only for your Batmobile. There's no other market.
And that, like, we did 250 of each. A subgroup of that would mean, if I'm lucky, I sell 100 figures. That's not going to work.
No, and the cost would probably be up a little bit too, because less production number.
Yeah, that would okay. Because I'm hoping I would sell anywhere between 500 to 1,000 of these to everyone who has a 1989 vehicle, which again is a group in the tens of thousands.
Sure, right? Because if you're aiming to be compatible with the Hot Toys Batmobile, then yeah, you're gonna have a much larger audience, customer base that are probably gonna want to get this. I see what you mean. Versus,
so that's why I could see it work for the Tumbler, maybe. So here you're seeing the first layer of paint application. Still, as you can see, very minimal, and there's still a lot of layers needed to make it look like what you're used to seeing for a Hot Toys quality. But
right, this is just the very base paint first, right?
Yeah. So this is Viola working together with Sean Dabbs.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, they're both, yeah.
So just to show you that we're getting towards a working prototype that we can show off and test in the different vehicles, and then
and this would be like a full power pose, essentially, like no articulation. It's just a piece that you slide in and done.
And done. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I do have a couple super chats though, real quick. Thank you so much, my friends. We have Ray Ray's Collection. Thank you so much for 10. Says Joost, if people on payment plans would want to buy multiple things, would there be a chance of dropping the price on monthly payments, or do I set up an OnlyFans? I know you don't need. It's just hard to keep up.
Yeah. So the thing is,
thank you.
I don't know if he's asking for a discount, because we can't do that, because the whole thing is we're already a bare bones operation with low margins, and so there's nothing to give away on that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
So if you
unless you're
want
meaning more
to drop
flexible,
the prices on a monthly payment, well, that would just mean either we make custom payment plans where the first 6 months or less, or it means a longer payment plan where the payments per month go down. But it's not like we have this massive discount we could give.
Right, I see what you're saying. I
would just be in the red.
Or maybe like some more flexible payments, but they'd still equate to the same MSRP. Just maybe. I see what you mean. Orlando says, Joost, that animated Batmobile is looking pretty damn good. I'm ready to pre-order. Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit here today as well. But do have a couple more super chats before I move on. From Pete, my man, thank you so much, man, for the 1989. Appreciate it. He says, just thanks, guys. Thank you as well, man. Thank you so much, my man. It looks great. It does look great. And this is the point we're gonna, it's not a figure like you're saying, right? This is a static, so we're gonna put it in. And that, so I understand trying to keep the MSRP down for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you can get 150, but I mean 175 I think is still good. But I agree, right? Because once you get into the 250-ish range, you're getting into figure territory.
Yeah.
And then so you want to, people are going to want to know, like, hey, do I want to get this, or
Yeah,
do I just spend an extra 80, $100 to get a figure, right? So I see where you're going with that, like trying to find that sweet
and
spot.
if that doesn't work, then I have to just pull the plug, because you have to be realistic here. I had a very, very interesting conversation this week with a couple of people in the business, and one of them told me that I was quite low on the numbers I say that Hot Toys make. So let's not even get a very popular figure like Batman. Let's say the Catwoman they did for the Nolan. So basically the Anne Hathaway Catwoman.
Sure, yeah.
So basically that's, again, not a popular figure like a Batman, like a Christian Bale or 1989 Michael Keaton Batman. How many do you think they made of that just a Catwoman, like a B?
Well, I would shit. I mean, I can guess, but definitely less than a Batman.
Yeah. So, but what would you think if
I don't know,
the way I'm saying this,
2,000?
it's going to be a lot. So
for a low number, 2,000.
No.
5,000.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be no.
10,000.
We're going to be here all night. No, more. We're going to be here all night this week.
50,000.
Getting closer, but still not there.
65,000.
60,000 just for the Catwoman.
Holy shit.
So imagine having that quantity of scale, and that's what I'm competing with. So that's mind blowing, right? I mean, we're talking 6-figure runs on some of these other popular characters.
That's a lot. I mean, that's why we're still seeing endgame caps and stuff like that, because I'm sure they did a ton. Speaking of,
and if I sell 500
at
half price, I really have to do something to get to that price point if I can't sell 60,000, because that would just make these things very cheap indeed.
Oh, of course. Yeah. But I understand not having that production volume.
Right.
In comparison to, say, Hot Toys, right? I get that. So prices are obviously going to be reflective of within your means.
Yeah.
Right. Totally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Makes sense. Do have a couple more chats. So real quick, Pursuit of Awesomeness, AJ, my man, thank you so much for the vibe. Saying, hope you both are having a splendid day, dude. Thank you, my man. Joost, how much longer till the 66 Bat Cycle prototype knocks our socks off?
Well, so the short answer is about 4 weeks, and let's park the rest until we get to that part of the show, because I've got some pictures for that. Is that okay? Pursuit of Awesomeness?
Yeah, that'll work, AJ. Yeah, because we're gonna show some stuff here in a little bit on it. Do have a Boba Fettuccine, my man, for 5, dude. Thanks, bro. So Mighty Joost, very excited about you doing 66 Batman figures. Any plans on Batman and Robin figures? We talked about that before, a few months, 6 months ago, but I don't know if that's still gonna be a thing yet, or we'll talk about that a little bit later. Or
I want to just show you one thing. So I've been talking to people who are so yeah, I'm very interested in doing that. I've been talking to the guys and girls at Williams Studios. Have you heard of them?
The guys that do the pinball machines?
No. So they figured out the exact fabrics and the colors for the suits, but I'm going to show you some of the things they sent me for just to show you a sample of their work.
Yeah, sure. I will load this up right now.
Look at.
Okay, so what are we looking at here exactly? Like the correct swatches, basically?
No,
the colors,
and
or
look at the paint. Look at the sculpt difference between the Batman that's been available and the Batman that they're doing, the Batman that we could be doing.
I see.
If we can work this out.
Okay.
I think the difference is quite massive, don't you?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I thought the sculpt was pretty good until I saw this. Yeah, I mean the I don't know what they're looking at, if this is the Hot Toys one or the what is was it Mars or whatever?
Saturn, I think, or
Saturn, whatever. Yeah. So the difference is quite significant, a lot better so there's a lot. Again, there's a lot to be gained. Better fabrics, better colors, better, much better sculpt, much better sculpt. So I'm very interested in pursuing this. Just don't know the timing. Is it going to be late this year? Is it going to be next year? But yeah, I mean, the 66 crowd is such a solid supporter.
Oh yeah,
of what we do with the 1966 Batmobile, with the 1966 Bat Cycle. I'm very sure that the 1966 Batcave computers are going to be a hit.
Well, and you know, people are going to want to keep that in the brand, I think, too. I mean, realistically, I mean, like, we'll all, as 6-scale collectors, we'll buy whatever's available. I mean, that's the realistic thing. I mean, if there's something better, then oftentimes we're gonna opt for that. You know, the only reason we go, you know, different ways is because it's not offered. Yeah, it's just simply not offered, and be like, hey, well, I want this figure's not being made, somebody's making it, I'm gonna grab it, you know. But if there's a better version that comes out, or, you know, like you're saying here, with the correct, you know, color swatches, things like that, more accuracy, people are gonna, you know, they're gonna forego, they're gonna be like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna go for the better version. So yeah, most people. So
yeah, so basically it's a matter of timing. I already have approval from Warner Brothers and the estate of Adam West. So yeah.
No, awesome. That'll be cool then. So all right.
You just save your dollars for mine. It's going to be worth it. That's basically what.
Oh yeah. All right. All right.
So Bob Dylan, you've shifted.
Bob for 5. Thank you.
Yeah. I've actually, Bob, I've been working on this behind the scenes for about 18 months.
Long time, year and a half.
Yeah, and I'm collaborating with. So we got Sean and Viola. Then we got. Oh man, I forget how to pronounce his name.
Inigo.
Yeah, Inigo. Yep. Is it Inigo? Yeah. So Inigo is on the team. And so I'm talking to the Williams studio for the 1966 figures, and there's a whole bunch of other people behind the scenes. Some of them wish to remain anonymous.
Okay. Fair.
So, and then there's the supply chain that I had from doing the Iron Scavenger figure, with all the people still there. So there's a whole lot of people that I've been scaling up for the last 18 months.
Very cool. So yeah, it's over a year and a half. I got you. All right. And we're gonna talk about that here, guys, in just a second too. But Dirt Diggler Stunt Double, my man, dude, thanks so much, man, for the 10, man. Says yo, so I was wondering if you would consider doing a diorama for Catwoman. Would love to have a light up with her with the hello that I see what you're in. Yeah. Also would the aftercare look like on the figure?
What kind of aftercare?
Well, I think like let's say, for example, you know, your figure starts shipping, there's a problem, something's messed up.
Yeah, same as always.
Same as always.
It's going to be I mean, our reputation is our most important currency. I always say this. I've even given service to people who bought, or like second or third owners of the original Justice Mobile that got damaged during shipping, right?
Right.
Others, so it doesn't matter what others do. So yeah, I'm committed to, of course, giving great service regardless of what the product is.
All right, that sounds good for me. I mean, if there's a problem, you're going to take care of it.
Yeah, and with regards to the Hell Here thing, keep watching because we got stuff.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Shout out to Jay though, brother Cousins, my man, my brother out here, man. What's up, fam? Happy to spend my lunch with you guys, dude. What's up, Jay, man? I'm glad you're here, man. Well, okay, so speaking of Catwoman, I know this is what everybody's going to want to. This is why a lot of people are here. So let's just let's get into this. You showed off some stuff. You talked a little bit about it. You're just letting us know now. This has been in the works for about 18 months. So we've got some great talent behind this. You've got the license. You said you had Michelle Pfeiffer's approval as well.
That was a weird day to get that email, man.
Yeah, I bet. All right, so now this here is this an early? I'm just gonna full screen so people can see, but this is an early sculpt render. Is that what we're looking at right now? Is this?
Yeah. So basically, we're basically doing two versions, right? So one version is the regular version, and the other one is the battle damaged, the one that you see at the end. This would be one of the heads, and we're thinking of trying to do face plates like you see on Batman, so you can switch out
Sure, yeah.
lower half expressions as well. And so this would basically be one of the basic sculpts for the basic clean version of
Like
the
just
Catwoman.
okay, kind of like that neutral, kind of clean.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, now we have some color here. Okay, and then what do we have? Okay, so just a couple different angles.
Yeah, and I think the likeness is already very impressive compared to some of the other stuff I've seen so far. But basically, we're trying to see what the community says. And
well, 6-scale guys, right? I mean, it can be kind of, they can be, we want accuracy, right? We want it to look as great as possible, things like that.
Yeah, and one of the things we've heard, and this is some of the things that I immediately take to heart in terms of the feedback, is we've got like two more generic, basic expressions, and people are saying the third really needs to be more, like licking yourself.
More expressive, something.
More expressive. Yeah. Heard you. Totally agree.
Okay. Well, that's not bad. What else do we have? I know we have a few more things in here. Okay, so we're showing off.
This is the design for the boots. That's now going into prototyping. I think that's very accurate. I think we've Sean has even counted the the laces and the everything. So that is accurate. If anyone says there's supposed to be more of them, let me know.
Okay.
Doc, you're right. Needs more tongue. I agree.
Yeah. Like how many eyes are in the boots, basically?
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Now
So
these are the claws, then, right?
Yes. And so another thing that the other models usually get wrong is that there's actually differences so it's not 5 times the same claw. Every of the 5 claws on each hand, each one is going to be different,
uniquely different, right?
Yeah. So that's another thing that we've identified and we're working on for our Catwoman, and we're trying to figure out how to make as much of this, if not all, metal, basically, for the claws.
Okay, like we're like going die cast essentially, or
or something,
or some other kind of metal that'll.
Yeah, but we're looking into that. Diecast has its own sets of problems in terms of detail and accuracy.
True. I see what you mean. So whatever you can make it, because I see what you mean. So diecast may not be quite malleable enough, right, to give you that accuracy that you're looking for. So some type of metal, though, essentially, is what you mean.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking into, basically.
Okay, sweet. So we got the left here. Okay, I see what you mean. Now we can
kind of here exactly. You see 5 different versions of that claw on her hand. That's the level of detail that we want, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm digging that. Okay.
So we're going to be designing a custom body, not only sized to the correct height of Michelle Pfeiffer, but also her build.
Okay.
So this is not off the shelf. We're looking into making that custom.
Nice. Okay, so she'll have her own body. Now, is this going to be? There's a couple of questions that I've had. I know a couple other people have. Suit. Have you decided on materials yet for the suit? Would this be leather? Would it be pleather? I mean,
So the suit, the original suit was not leather; it was latex.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know how that's going to work in figure form. You know what I mean? So whatever you can go with without degrade, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do multiple tests, and we're trying to stick as close to the original as possible. But so the problem is every choice we make here might have drawbacks, right? Leather might delaminate, latex might dry out, rubber same thing, you might need to oil that. So
Yeah, but pleather's just gonna fall apart over time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just being real. Like, I mean, I've had so many Hot Toys and other brands that they're great out the box, but then 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years later, I don't know how long we're expecting lifespan for figures in general, but you know what I mean? Like pleather's is kind of rough.
So we do have the experience. I mean, if you look at our Iron Scavenger, that's leather. After I don't know how many years, 5 years.
Yeah, the leather is like holding up great, right? Perfect. So that's the thing. So yeah, I guess it really depends, right? Because people are gonna love to have stuff, but they don't want things falling apart with pleather. I mean, I agree. So and I understand why they do that, why companies do this, cheaper, you know, but
no, we're not in this for the money. So basically it's not going to be pleather. I can tell you that for sure.
Okay, well that's good to know then. That's good. That's really that's the main thing, right? That's the main thing that people are like, you know, myself included. So but Jay, brother cousins, my man, thank you, man, so much. He says, Joost, do you think we'll get a signature? Yeah, is that a thing? Is that a hush thing or nothing? Or
all right, so of course we looked into this. The thing is, the answer we got is that she has an agreement with I don't know what the name is for that kind of company, but they're like basically celebrity signature companies. They
like for conventions, they'll promote getting signatures, and I know what you're talking about.
Well, but you can actually just send stuff to that company, and they will make sure they get it signed by the artist that they have signed. So basically, what they're saying is that you can't do any deal with Michelle Pfeiffer for a signature edition without going through us. And then if we were to do many, we could talk about price, but I think we were still talking an exclusive signer. Might be the name, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're still talking about, I think even after the discount, it's like $325 per signature, right? So if you want to do a signature edition with Michelle Pfeiffer, then you need the $325 to pay the company, and whatever is left of that goes to her. I don't know what kind of deal they have, but so I'm paying $325. Then I have to make the plates, have the ship to them, and get them back from us. I'm looking at $375 to $400 per plate cost, right?
Yeah. You'd have to work something out with them if they would even entertain that and say, hey, listen, we're not just a fan getting something signed. I have like bulk. I have a retail distribution that I'm trying to get hundreds done. That type of thing.
Yeah. But after saying all that, the price I got was what I just said. So
that's after the fact. Yes. Oh, after the bulk. Okay.
Yes. So I see Doc saying I would be happy to pay it.
It's a lot. Toy boxes, he'll just send it in.
Right? Yeah, maybe that's a better idea. So, I mean, I got like a $75 discount, I think, on those signatures. But after all the shipping and the plates, and I would make like $0 on that, it would still be another $375 to $400 on top of the figure. So it would cost more than I'm aiming for as the basic figure price. So right,
sure. So because then you'd have to have like a limited, if you could even do that, and have it as a separate that's so much higher than the regular edition. Essentially, right? Yeah.
So I mean, I'm aiming to have like a basic figure out there at the $300 price point, even though it's going to be like 1% of normal Hot Toys run. I still want to go for that price.
Okay.
And then there's probably going to be a DX version, like with a big diorama and extras and all that sort of thing. That might be a bit more expensive. I mean, if you want to do rooted hair, the price goes up. So basically, like the figure you're seeing here that doesn't have any hair, I think we could do that for about $300. So, and then the rest would really depend on support levels. And from what I've heard,
level, I think is going to be there.
I think so too. I mean, my social media blew up like it has never before.
Oh yeah. I saw all the comments and the likes and all the activity. I mean, it's
the emails, the messengers, the everything. I mean, the number of people that became a member of the closed Facebook group. I mean, dozens and dozens in a few hours. So it's going to be. I knew it's going to be for a larger audience than the cars because they take up less size and they cost significantly less, and they are the centerpiece. That's what people collect, like figures, right? Instead of the accessories that we make. I had underestimated how much more. I mean, I was talking to a couple of people and they said, well, if Hot Toys can sell 60,000 of the Anne Hathaway, I mean, 5,000 of this one is not inconceivable.
No,
I'm like,
no, I
those
wouldn't
numbers
think.
are like insane for us. So
yeah, and I can understand maybe not that high, but the point is, yeah, you should be able to, if done right. Absolutely. I do have a couple questions though, but I do, from everybody in the chat. But before I and some things myself, but Desi, my bro, man, what's up, Desi? Metamorphic Customs says, what will it be? P a type of HDPE?
We're still
research.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, high density polyethylene or the polypropylene. Yeah. I know.
No, appreciate. No, yeah, that's what I figured as much. And Agent Silver Fox, my man, dude, thanks, dude, so much, my man, for the 10, bro. Says, this looks great, Yost. Please keep the booty exactly like that. When you do expect a pre-order opening, when do you? Oh, I think it's probably a bit early, right?
Yeah. I hope to be able to open the pre-orders in 5 to 8 weeks. If people accept that, we're going to show what we have, and the rest is going to be in development because I thought about making a final prototype and just opening the pre-orders then. But that's not what we do, right? I mean, people want to have input. So we're already way ahead of the curve in that we're very far into the initial design of things. But then people need to be able to give feedback, right?
Yeah.
So I think we're going to open the pre-order somewhere in 5 to 8 weeks, show what we have so far, show what's going to be in there. And then I can add to that, improve on it. And if the support level goes higher than I calculated, like the 1989 Batmobile, I can add extra features for free, right? Like I've done in the past. So
so let me ask you this then. So for right now, because this is on my mind, I know it's on a lot of people's minds. If you're gonna start the figure, then the figure is just gonna be kind of like what we're looking at right now. Just got a mask, maybe some different mouth plates, the outfit, and that's a wrap to go up for PO. And then if the support's there, then you would consider doing like the unmasks and the rooted hair and things like that, or are you trying to find like a baseline for like what's the baseline first? Is it just going to be Catwoman like this, and then maybe you'll add these features?
No. So right now, and it all really depends. It's a moving target because I've never done this before, so I don't know if we're talking about 500, 1,000, or 2,000 or 5,000, right? So
right.
And that will have a major impact on the price and what I can offer. So what I've decided is I'm going to do a basic calculation somewhere between the 500 and 1,000 pieces. And then if we go over that, I can start calculating what the extra pieces and prices I can add. Now, from the start, I want to do a pre-order for the basic Catwoman and the basic battle damaged Catwoman.
So they'd be two separate figures.
Yeah, and then there's going to be the 2-pack if you want both.
Okay,
and that's going to be with a little bit of discount to make it incentivize you to buy both, right? So basically, that's the way I'm seeing it now. In about 5 to 8 weeks, we're opening pre-orders. There's going to be a basic regular version. There's going to be a basic battle damage version. There's going to be a 2-pack. Then, of course, there's going to be a couple sets of hands in there. There's going to a couple of mouth plates. Probably the like the accessories, like the zapper and something like a whip, something like that, right? And then a pretty basic display base plate kind of thing. So your basic figure, right?
Sure.
And then there's gonna either I put up a DX version at a higher price point immediately, where there's going to be more accessories, like a cat, maybe like a bird cage.
That's the problem that we're at then, right? Because if you're saying, okay, we got a clean version, we have a battle damage version, and then we can combine both of those as a 2-pack if you want. But then let's say, okay, support's overwhelming, and you're like, you know what, we're going to start adding multiple mouthpieces. Maybe we'll do the rooted hair. So what happens there? Does the price change, or does that?
No.
Right,
no.
That's
the whole idea is I'm just the price is where it's going to be at, and what I would need for what I think safely assume that we're going to be 500 to 1,000 pieces. If it goes way over that, then I'm going to be adding extra things like I said, a bird cage, or maybe like 2 or 3 heads, like have swap out heads, or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I wanted to know, right? Because that's the thing. If you start adding and adding and adding and adding, you know, a lot of people's minds are like, well, shit, does that mean the MSRP is going to go up? I've already locked in a pre-order. Oh, wait, now there's a deluxe version 6 months or 3 months later. Like, you know what I mean? Just for people to, you know, feel.
Yeah. So what I can tell you is that if you're locked in a price and I have to increase the price, good luck for you, because your price stays. I've had this with the original Justice Mobile. I started at $750 thinking I could make it for that.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't, so the price needed to go up, but the people who paid $750 got theirs for $750. So
right, so you'll honor whatever initial price despite
always.
Any.
So if you're locked in, you're locked in. You will get at least what's on the product page when you order, for the price that you order it when you order it. So there's never going to be, and I've never done this before, basically, I'm going to talk today about the first time I'm thinking about a price decrease for a product that's coming up.
Oh, well, we'll stay tuned on that one, right?
Yeah, so never a price increase for the people who have, of course, if you're late to the game and you order it for the price that I need, then that's what you're paying. But if you're in, like the early pre-orders, you always get the best price, period.
Early adopters. I mean, that's true. That's true. Yeah. And it's nice that you honor that. I mean, people love that. So Bob Dylan, though, man, dude, he does have a great point, man. Strongly recommend having finished prototypes before you launch a pre-order. Once the community sees what they will get, the support will easily come with this one. So that's a rough part, though. But what do you say about that? What do you think?
Okay, we're working on the prototypes now. So when I talk 5 to 8 weeks, that's depending on when we get the prototypes done. But how far along the design process do you want me to wait until they open the pre-orders?
Well, I think people want to see, what to Bob's point is just they want to see like a physical, here's the figure, you're right, like it's in my hand. Versus
100%. But I would like to keep some of the flexibility that has made us so successful in saying that, okay, but we're not locked in. We can still make changes. We can still make additions.
But I think it's just more of like, here's the initial physical approximation of what you're seeing, and then obviously subject to change. We're going to add other head sculpts. We're going to add other, pieces, but
make it better. Yeah. So
I see what he means.
5 to 8 weeks is just basically that's how much time we need, and that we is basically Sean and Viola at this point to get the prototype to where we have something that we can show. I hope that's 5 to 8 weeks. That's where the 5 to 8 weeks comes from. If there's a big problem, then it's going to be 6 to 10 weeks. I don't know, but so the pre-orders are opening when I have a physical prototype. But I don't want to wait too long because there's also the Eternal Toys one, right? Yeah,
but again, you have to also know that it's going to be, again, like what I mentioned earlier, right? If there's a superior product that's coming out, and we're gonna say that yours is gonna be, then all those don't matter as much. People may buy them, but they'll end up coming to this if the quality's there, dude. Hell yeah. So I wouldn't really so much worry about that personally. Even if people like myself or somebody who picks one up, we're gonna end up grabbing yours.
Yeah, and so I maybe it's weird to say, but I'm very certain it's going to be better than the Eternal Toys one. Basically, I'm gonna quit if it's not.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. No, I mean, I would agree. That was my point. That it's
and I mean, look at the sculpt. It's already so much better. Those lips, that Michelle Pfeiffer look is so much better already, I think.
Yes.
And so we're only going to improve from here, and it's the feedback that makes it better. Like, we need a tongue out, a more dramatic one as well. Agreed. So, but I think if it comes to the basic design, this is really good.
I agree already. I do have a couple of real quick. Damn it, Spock, man, thanks so much, dude. Celebrating 2 years membership, dude. Thanks, brother, so much, man. Joost, I think you got disconnected. We'll get him back here in a second. So I'll get to your question in a minute, man, because I can't answer that one. But I agree. As we wait for Joost, I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, dude, I think, you know, a lot of us out here may want to go buy Eternal or Mars or something like that, right? I know a lot of us are already out there considering it, but if Joost is going to be a superior product, I don't think he's going to have anything to worry about. There we go. So
I don't know what happened there.
I don't know either, but I was, damn it, Spock was just wondering, what are the chances of a DeVito penguin?
I would say the chances are very high.
Oh,
Very
okay.
high.
Very high. All right.
As in, we're already talking to the DeVito team about approval. So,
okay. All right. All
yeah,
right.
it's all a matter of time. But I want to do a couple of really good. So basically, the first three things we're going for is the Keaton or Snyder. No, Burton. Sorry, the Burton verse. So that's Batman, sitting Batman, the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, and the Penguin. I want to do that. Then we've got the animated series figures, and then we want to do some 1966 stuff. And then we've got stuff in the works beyond that already. So,
okay,
yeah,
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
like seriously, that's really cool. Because I mean, and honestly, you know, and I was letting everybody know when you got disconnected. The same thing. People honestly aren't gonna, I think, be detracted from that, like from grabbing like third-party figures and stuff. Because again, if you come out the gate swinging and it's a superior product, people are gonna go towards you, even if they already bought it. If someone already bought the Catwoman, they're gonna get this one. If this is so much better, that'll happen. So
so I really feel, and the 1989 Batmobile has shown it. If we come together as a community with the feedback, with the ideas, and I'm all in on that, and just keep making it better, even right up till today, adding stuff that we didn't have to. Trust me that I will do that. So if the community comes together and supports me for this, there's so much we can do. The stuff that we've been asking for years and years, right? I mean, why is there no Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman? I cannot wrap my mind around that. But same for the DeVito Penguin, because I thought it was that Dan DeVito was the issue. Where things are going right now, I can't say for sure, but I don't think that's going to be the issue, right?
Okay.
And so, but the same goes for the 2022. I mean, I want to see a 2022 Catwoman in the future. I want to see the 1966 Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson, and a real good version of 1966 Batman and Robin. But then, of course, let's also do the 1966 Catwomen, and plural, right?
Right. So, yeah, so there's three of them.
There's so much stuff. I'm not interested. Of course, I'm interested in doing the bigger stuff, but there's so much market left where I'm in nobody's way, because I'm not interested in being in anybody's way. I've thought about, maybe I should just talk to either Hot Toys or InArt and just collaborate. Tell me all the figures you want to do. I'll keep my hands off that. Just give me the scraps. I mean, like 1997 Batman and Robin. That's not going to be interesting enough for a party like Hot Toys that needs to do tens of thousands.
Yeah, I was actually shocked they did forever. To be honest with you, and that's the thing. When you say that there's not so many people, you're surprised that things aren't happening. I think honestly, I mean, Hot Toys is doing a lot of Disney stuff. They dabble a little in DC, but I think their hands are full versus, you know, like, do they want to do a Danny DeVito Penguin? I mean, I don't know if they do, but they haven't shown any interest or hints or things like that, or even Michelle Pfeiffer
in the last 20 years.
Right. Yeah. You know, I mean, I was shocked that we got another Batman coming 89, but I think that's just because of the Flash movie was coming out. Keaton's got some, getting reinvigorated right in the media and stuff like that. But other than that, but
I do even if they were if like InArt or Hot Toys says, stay off of Batman and Robin, fine, then I'll do like 1997 Poison Ivy, right?
Sure, I see what you mean. Right, just kind of, they zig, you zag, kind of thing. And then
I'm not interested in competing. I want to complete people's collections, and there's I don't need a lot, right?
Right.
So let me
No, I got you. Yeah, while you're looking for that, I was say Kinky Sphincter celebrating 2 years as well, my man. Dude, thanks so much, dude. Says thanks for the work. You do, Joost. I can't wait for the day we get a Snyder related figure. Yeah, and that could happen. That could happen eventually. I mean,
Yeah.
he said. Riley, dude, Riley's in the house. What's up, Riley, man? How you doing, bro? Riley for 2 man. Thanks, brother. He says unsure if answered, but Zoe Kravitz Catwoman possible. So it is possible, right? We're kind of alluding to down the road here. Will all kind of depend on kind of how this takes off and all the logistics behind it and getting into figures and things of that nature.
Yeah, let me share some other stuff.
Yeah, no, of course. Let's see what you got here. While that is coming up, here we go. All right, so we're looking at a Zoe Kravitz here.
Yeah, this is Sean's design for Zoe Kravitz. I think it's already very good.
It is now, but now here's the thing. Okay, so you're showing this. This is a design. This is his design. Is this his design that is in collaboration with you, or is he showing
this
you
this was in the past. I'm showing you some of his work that made me want to work with him. Let me show you some of the other stuff. So this is old, right?
Sure.
This is,
that Uma Thurman.
You can find this online. I'm not showing anything shocking, except that I thought when I saw that, I'm like, I want this, right? Look at this again. This is right.
Yeah. So you could be able to do this. Essentially, right? I mean, I'm just wondering for everybody in the chat watching, like, and I know you can't talk about all the legal stuff and all your behind the scenes stuff, but with the licensing with Warner Brothers and especially in 6-scale figure form, do you kind of have like a carte blanche of sorts where you can pull and say, hey, listen, guys, we want to do this Poison Ivy from Batman and Robin, and they just give you a thumbs up? Or
so when it comes to the figures, when it comes to the IPs, basically I've got everything Batman, including like the old shows and the TV shows and everything. The only thing that was tricky that I'm inquiring about is Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. Apparently that's a licensing nightmare. It's the same thing we ran into with Mad Max. I mean, Warner Brothers wanted us to do something with Mad Max because it was 100th anniversary of Warner Brothers last year. Then they turned out, then it turns out they couldn't get anything 3D made. They didn't have the rights. Warner Brothers didn't have the rights for that. So there might be something similar going on with the Linda Carter Wonder Woman because I really want to do that. I mean, again, looking at some of the work that Sean Dabbs has done on that, let me show you.
Yeah. While you're bringing that up, I do have a 10 from Freaky, my man. What's up, dude? Freaky, man. He says, as someone unfamiliar with Jazzinc, how do you plan to set yourself apart from other 6-scale companies? And that's a great question, and I think we're going to definitely get into that here shortly. Is it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to show you this one. This is better.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Okay, yeah.
How do you set yourself apart? So basically, I'm a collector, and we're working as a community. That's the number one thing, right? So I've shown you the Catwoman stuff. We've gotten a whole bunch of feedback in less than a week. When we go through the rest of the Catwoman images, you'll see that we've already listened to your feedback. So basically, we're already changing the third way of the head sculpt is looking. We're already changing for the DX version the diorama display. Somebody asking for a Catwoman diorama. I'm going to show you a picture of that later on. That was in the folder. So community feedback is one thing. The other thing is we work in extremely limited edition, so we can make the stuff that no one else can make, like the Poison Ivy. There's not going to be a market for that for Hot Toys. They're not going to do that anytime soon. Even the Clooney Batman.
Yeah, maybe, Clooney would be nice.
But I could do that for no problem, right? I can, where they need to do 60,000 minimum, I can do 500, right? So that's another thing. And for the rest of it, yeah. So I think that the whole process of the 1989 Batmobile showed how different we were and how we're I'm committed to putting like as much of the money you pay me straight back into your figure. Like,
well, and that's already kind of indicative of what you're doing with the 89, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're putting in all these features and the price hasn't changed, just as an example. So I definitely see that. You know, honestly, Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's a good question as well. So in regards to Catwoman, if we can bring that back for just a sec, that will there be payment plans for this
of course.
Okay, so you don't mind if it's like a $30, $40, $50 a month. It's much lower, right? Because if a figure's $300-$400, you know, give or take or whatever, that people are still able to, you know, come on in and set up just normal, you know, lower, you know, monthly payments to get everything taken care of.
Yeah, because I mean, we've been doing the design thing, but even then, with the prototype, we're still 12 to 15 months out from being able to start delivery on the Catwoman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I open the pre-orders if I manage to do that in the next 5 to 8 weeks, that means I can offer a 12-month payment plan, no problem. Divide 300 to 400 by 12, and you're talking about what is it, 30, 25 bucks a month?
25, 35, 40 bucks. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, well there you go. That'll work because that's going to help people. Because remember, there's, you know, everybody's out there buying Hot Toys, buying other figures, buying in-arts, buying whatever, vehicles, statues. Like, it's the point is not everybody coming in is going to have one pre-order open. They're going to have multiple pre-orders open for multiple companies. So those payment plans are going to help, you know, rather than being like, shit, I need to drop full money.
No problem. I am assuming that 80% of you are going to be using a payment plan like for everything we put up for pre-order. So,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's great. That's going to be awesome. There you have it, guys. HA for 5. Yos, I'll send you a video of me chucking the Saturn toys in the trash if you make 66 Batman and Robin. That's funny.
Done. Calling you on that.
He'll do it. That's awesome, man. And Agent Silver Fox, dude, thanks again, man, for that 10, brother. It says, Yos, you've made me a happy man tonight. I'm rolling the dice. Tell me you'll make the Aston Martin DB5 within 5 years.
I'd say there's a very good chance for that. Especially if you give me 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Dude, that would be awesome. Keith says, thank you, Joost. Have to figure if unlicensed figures are out, that the actors and studios want some cash. I mean, that's always the reason, I think, right, for people like that. So, but that's gonna be interesting. So we have another early 3 mouthpieces here, essentially, right, that we're looking at. That, and you're saying some of these obviously subject to change. This is just kind of early stage stuff here. More of the claws. Okay, so this is more of a unique, like you were saying, each individual. For those of you guys just tuning in, right? So we were talking about how each claw is different design, and you're trying to emulate all of that to get that accuracy. Yeah,
exactly. That's the level of detail we want, right? Every single claw is unique, and so that's going to be the way for ours as well.
Oh yeah, I would agree. Yeah, Mo Collection. Yeah, I hope it's so popular. We get a head sculpt without a mask and hair. And that's the thing. Are you considering
Selena Kyle? Yeah.
Well, that was another question I had. Yes, of course, is like a civilian attire, but also rolling eyes. We're getting very used to having rolling eyes in figures. I don't know if you're there or ready for that, or want to do that, or considered it, but did Hot Toys, that's all they're giving us nowadays. So people are getting very accustomed to having rolling eyes as like a standard feature. I'm just saying, just speaking from a collector's perspective.
Okay, I will take that to heart.
Okay.
Very much.
Like, I don't think it'd be a deal breaker, but you know what I mean? More features, obviously, the better.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I'll keep it in mind. So let me show you some more of the
of course thing. Yeah. And you have something you're pulling up on your end?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll just I'll leave the hands here for just a moment. So Amir says, sounds like my Bond library is going to need more space for the Big Chief figures and a Jazzinc DB5.
Yeah.
That's funny. Magnetic moving eyes. Jimmy, that would be awesome. Of course, that would be awesome. Okay, so what do we have? Oh, okay. So let's talk about this a little. So what are we looking at here?
So this is something for in the back pocket, maybe doing if this is really successful, if we're really talking about thousands instead of the hundreds that we normally do, then this would definitely be a follow-up for the project, you know. So 𝗠𝗘𝗢𝗡𝗢
Yeah,
and,
a later feature, basically, is what we're looking at.
yeah, but I think that would
here
be
it
a
is.
separate release.
Oh, okay. Look at that. And this was Sean's, right? This was
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be working with him.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you guys can do this together, you guys can work together. Everything's good. All the, you know, everybody's shaking hands with the licensors, and, you know, Michelle. If this comes out, dude.
Yeah, and maybe this other artist's impression of the stuff he did. And again, I'm just showing. This is Sean. I mean, he's amazing. Who knows that we could do a whole separate head like this if we get massive support, or, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all in, dude.
Hey, brother.
I'm just saying, yeah, right, yeah, brother. Cousins, yo, put a little car on the screen and fell my chair. Jay, man, thanks, man. My man, he also said it in the super chat. You don't have that, bro. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, Five, brother. But yeah, I mean, that could be a thing, right? But I know she's a little finicky, right? Linda Carter, and getting things approved and things of that nature. But
yeah, but I would be surprised if she has an issue with this kind of. I mean, the stuff I showed you. I mean, let me show you some more.
Yeah, sure. Chewy's Bandolier says, I'll happily do it without rolling eyes for a Catwoman that lives up to these images. Yeah, like I said, it's not a deal breaker to not have rolling eyes, but if applicable, right, that would be awesome. So
yeah.
Okay, so we got another one here. Yeah, I mean, if she could do it, that would be great. Because I think we just recently got a statue, right? A couple years ago, Linda Carter statue, and that was about it. And listen, I don't know the exact sales either, but I mean, there's a ton of, you know, in regards to Catwoman. I mean, there's so much Catwoman product now. We got 3 third scale statues. I'm sure you saw J&D. Yeah, recently revealed theirs with 𝗠𝗘𝗢𝗡𝗢𝗡 as well. So there's a lot of Catwoman love being spread, but as far as licensed 6 scale, there's nothing, right? I mean, we got a couple, you know, third parties, of course, coming. So I think people will be down. Toybox still has a great question. Is the factory going to be able to recreate this quality?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've shown quite a lot already with the Vulture figure. I mean, remember, Hot Toys passed on this, right? On the Vulture, because it was so big and some complex, and I think we did that. And the factories I'm talking to, they've shown me their work, and it's Hot Toys quality.
Oh, well, that's all we need to know then. Yeah, I mean, that's because obviously, you know, when you look at a lot of prototypes, you got the master painter, the master sculpt. Obviously, that's going to look as great as possible. Then once it gets into production, it's like, okay, can production get as close to possible as the master run? You know, and of course, obviously, some companies not so much. Others do great jobs. So, and I understand people wondering, because this is new territory. I mean, like you said, you know, you dabbled in it a little bit with the Vulture, but now we're going into something a bit more, you know, mass produced. I would suggest probably, right, if the, you know,
but that makes a lot of things
positive.
Easier. Huh? So in certain cases, volume gives you a lot of power. I would have a lot more budget and a lot more technical production options available when I'm talking about 500, 1,000 to maybe thousands of these figures.
Right.
So,
well, yeah, I mean, anything that has more numbers, you're going to have a little bit more power there, to especially, you know, shopping around, things of that nature. Like, hey, listen, this is the quantity that I need, and people want that because they want to make money too.
Yeah, and this is not like we're starting a factory with newbie painters. These are all people who've worked in the business, and they've done figures for Hot Toys. And I mean, one of the people I'm talking to is a factory started by a couple of ex-Hot Toys employees, right? So it's not like we're starting from scratch here. This is an important point to make.
No, that's a very important point to make, because it's not like this is your company in the sense that, you know, everybody here is employed under Jazzinc, and we're starting fresh, and we're bringing in new people who just started painting or just start right. So that's
yeah. So I'm working together with people who have experience in this, and I understand that people are going to be looking at me like, okay, can he do it? So I'm very aware of that, and I wouldn't start this if I couldn't.
I have my skepticism too, bro. And I mean, and I mean, you and I, obviously, friends aside, I mean, even just, you know, product wise, it's just dipping into 6 scale, right? Because there's so many obstacles. You know, do you have the logistics, the right team, the right, you know, factories, you know, the right licensing approvals, all this, you know, it's not to doubt that, but right, everybody's going to wonder that, right? Oh, somebody's coming in. I mean, everybody did that with InArt, right? InArt comes out of nowhere. They're like, hey, can they make this? Are they good? You know, so it's only natural for people to have questions like these and wonder. And then once the products come out, I mean, they speak for themselves, right? So
yeah, exactly. I mean, InArt, I have their Jokers, the 2-pack. Yeah. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I got it from you. I mean, so and that's their first product, and
understandable though. So I get that. So people are going to want to know, but I mean, because obviously they're like, well, yeah, you make great vehicles, just like, you know, Queen Studios, right? They're like, well, they made great statues, so let's see how they do in figures. So I understand people wondering, but I think the proof's going to be there, right? Once you start putting these things out, people are seeing the stuff.
And all I can say is, and I don't want to talk down or make it look, I don't want to give the wrong impression, but a lot of things are going to be a lot easier than making these cars.
Yeah,
really. 350 pieces of a 2022 with moving parts, electronics, smoke, and all that sort of thing, versus a figure that has 10 parts, 15 with the accessories.
No, you're not wrong. It's less to focus on, and you know, for overall, right? Like you're saying, all the moving parts, all the I get that. Figure form.
Unless you're making Iron Man figures, massive respect to Hot Toys there.
Yeah.
It's the engineering is a lot less complex. Yes, the paint, especially for the face, needs to be there, but that's why I'm working with factories who do nothing like nothing but paint faces for the Hot Toys of this world, right?
Right.
So,
well, look, and you don't want to put out a shitty product either. Let's be clear here, right? No company goes into any type of business wanting to fail.
Right.
And you've got you've got the experience, you got the talent, you've got the licensing back behind you. I have faith. I think everybody in the chat has faith. I mean, because that's the thing. A lot of people think about that. They're like, oh, I don't know. Is this going to be crappy? Blah, blah, blah. You don't want a crappy product. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put something out like that. Your name's important. Your brand's important. So I think people just need to have faith in the process.
Plus, you're going to see the process here. It's not like this is the pre-order, bam, there's nothing you can say.
No, you're very hands-on with the community.
This is the product, you know. Bam, good luck with that. No, you're going to see the whole product from the first prototype and design to the final prototype with all your suggestions. Then when we go into production, you will see the steps, and you will see what the paint on the face is going to look like way before the figure ships.
There you go, guys. You heard it here. So I just wanted, because we still have some other things to talk about. This is going to be diorama set for deluxe something.
Yeah, something. That's
because the photo's here for a reason. I'm just, you know, I don't know what it.
So this is, I think this is a screenshot, by the way. So
I think so. I can't tell.
Yeah. So, but this is Inigo from that is working on the diorama piece for the Catwoman right now. And the thing is, if you make this to real 6 scale, this is going to be 60 centimeters, maybe more. So that's huge. So I was thinking, if we make this for the DX version, maybe make it more like DTOF size, somewhere more along the lines of 40
or like 14, 15 inches. I know we're translating it, but somewhere around there.
Yeah, instead of the 25 to 30 inches, that this is probably going to be in 6 scale if we make it to full 6 scale, and that nobody has the space for that. So if you move on,
Yeah.
this was the first. This is a really rough sketch that Inigo did based on the feedback in the last few days, where there's where this could be a thing for the diorama piece that goes with the DX version of this figure, something like that.
Yeah, let me there we go. Let's try to full screen it for you guys here. I know some of you guys are on mobile. Okay.
So I don't know what's your first impression here, but then there's a lot of people asking for that hell here kind of.
Well, that would be fantastic. I mean, but here's the thing. Like, I think a lot of us have different collecting styles. Sometimes I love these elaborate bases. Other times I hate them because they take up so much space. But having the option, I'll still buy it because maybe I don't want to have this Catwoman on display with Batman and the Batmobile, right? Maybe I want to put her, like you said, in like a DTOF and kind of just have this standalone experience that's just Catwoman. Then of course I'm gonna want this. I'm gonna want this lit up, the neon lights, you know, USB. I want the whole shebang, right? So I think people are gonna absolutely want that.
Yeah. So this is just like Inigo did a very quick, rough sketch, basically 3D sketch. I thought it looked a bit too much like she was in the red light district, but maybe that's being close to Amsterdam.
But probably you're getting a little bit of a familiarities there, but I mean, people want that. So she doesn't have to be in the window on display for rent, but you know what I mean? Like she could, you could pose her however, right? It's basically just the backdrop. You want the window, you want the neon sign.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at for the DX version to make that as a backdrop piece. Yeah.
Mike Favello though has a good question. It says, "Hey everyone, pardon my ignorance with this question, as I currently haven't purchased with Joost, but I'm assuming any issues with the figure would have a similar return or replacement policy as others." And yeah, we did talk about that a little bit earlier in the show, right? Any issues, just like any of your products, reach out if there's an issue. Figures, things like that.
There's a return and replace in place for anything we do. I don't know because I don't know the exact policies the others have, so that's a tricky part. I recently had one guy where we had a big Batmobile or Batwing, something like that, a big piece, and we sent it overseas, hundreds of dollars of shipping. Can I just send it back? It's a bit too big, and and I'm like, dude, no, that's not the kind of return policy if it just doesn't fit your display space. So.
Oh, yeah, I guess I can understand that. Yeah. But ordinarily, right, you'll figure out a policy with limited window, right?
We'll fix them, but if you just change your mind after we ship out the figure, then that's a different. I don't know what kind of policy he's referring to.
Okay. Well, that's good. I think more like QC issues, right? Shit came broken.
Oh yeah, of course.
Something like that. That's your number one, right? People want to have a satisfied product, so. Part of that satisfaction is the customer service. So Blue Tattoo though, my man, says, how about the 6 scale bodies and joints quality? Ratchets, double jointed, sturdy wrist, ankle pegs, articulation. We're going to be going down that route, double jointed, maybe ratcheted. I mean, have you considered the body yet? Or is this still too early stage?
You the body design. So it's going to be a custom body. That's going to be the Michelle Pfeiffer body and nobody else's. With returns to with regards to the rest of it, it's going to be Hot Toys quality with returns with the joints, because that's what people are going to be comparing us to.
Sure, of course. I mean, you're always going to be compared at the very minimum at Hot Toys.
Yeah. So, and then articulation level. So yeah, sturdy wrist and ankle pegs, of course. Ratchets, double jointed, or articulation level. That really is also a function of what the suit and therefore the materials of the suit are going to be, right? So usually with these full body suits like a Batman or whatever, you're limited in
this range of motion, right?
Yeah.
So and again, you're saying this is a custom body. Am I jumping the gun here, assuming that this is going to be seamless like a TB League, you're going down that route? Or is this going to be, your standard, body with exposed joints and whatnot, even though it's under a suit? But
exactly, if it's under a suit, my initial gut response was going to be it's going to be seamless. But then people were saying, why would you do seamless if it's under a suit? It limits articulation.
And
it's going to be invisible. I don't know. So
I disagree, but just me. Well, maybe not just me. I know there's Bob asked the same thing. Will there be a functional zipper in case a body needs to be swapped? Because you're right. A lot of people initially are like, well, hey, there's no exposed skin, so why? But certain bodies, man, those seamless bodies, even though you're not seeing the seams, it's just the proportions, people want. Now, again, if you nail the proportions of Michelle Pfeiffer, then I guess there wouldn't necessarily need to be a need for that. But I understand, because people do that. And Doc brings up a good point, right? Seamless bodies, fill out the suit so much better.
Yeah,
they do. So maybe you have to play around with that idea, do some tests.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing some tests for sure.
Okay. So still a little too early to tell on that, but this is still exciting news, and you've gotten the blessings, the okays ready to
we're
roll.
Talking a custom body already, so nothing off the shelf. I mean, it's going to be pretty good, guys. And for the rest, we're going to do what we can, right?
Sure. And a lot of other people are also mentioning, right, Bob, say there'll be no odd gaps of fabric pinches if it was a seamless body.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Same with Desi, right? Because it's not seamless. You'll get unsightly seams imprinted on the outer suit. See the latest released Hot Toy Spidey. So it has its pros.
Yeah. But the thing is, I've been talking to some factories that produce bodies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked to any factory that wants to guarantee their seamless body past 7 years.
Well, yeah,
and that includes suppliers of all the major brands. So nobody has anything up their sleeve that can be guaranteed past 7 years. How do you deal with that?
That's tough. I don't know. You don't want to come out the gate and say, hey guys, guaranteed up to 7 years, and people think 7 years. They're like, that's not even that long, and they might just not. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. That's a tough one. One.
So now, if there's going to be a layer on top of that for the suit, then that's protecting the body. It might change things, right?
Sure.
So but I'm open, and if Pedro is right, I mean, I'm just repeating what people said to me in the Facebook group, right? So
right.
Why do seamless bodies? There's a bunch of trouble, not worth it. Well, so we've got two comments after one another, and one is pro seamless, the other isn't. What do you do?
Yeah, well, that's also true that platinum silicone's rated 20-30 years, but I don't know if they're using silicone though. I mean, that's not what a TB league is necessarily going to go down that road, right? Like with some of these J&Ds, right? They're like, yeah, it's going to last like 50 years, right? Because they're using that high grade, silicone, and I don't know if that's going to be a thing just for a body that you're not going to see, right? Because then the MSRP is going to go up. I don't know. That's tough. Tough.
We're still researching it. Everybody's going to get a lot of input. We'll probably do another stream or two in the meantime. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we're gonna get much. This is very, very early announcing right now with not a lot, as time goes on. So I know we still have some other things to talk about, but this is super exciting. I'm stoked. I think a lot of people are, obviously, as you said, everybody in the chat, everybody on Facebook, social media, your emails. People are hyped. We want to know more. We want to see more.
And this is gonna be the best Catwoman out of the three that's coming out. I can guarantee you that, in terms of the sculpt, in terms of the features, in terms of the accuracy, in terms of the body, in terms of the down to the 10 different claws on the fingers. So that's what we want to know. That's what we want. Let's move on, because we're 100. Exactly. We
got some time. So let's bring up this here, because we talked about this last time as well. Have you decided then? So what are we looking at here? Because last time we talked, we were like, the original in 6 scale is going to be like 5 feet long. Do we hybridize it? Do we try to, and I know you put something out, but for a lot of people who haven't really had time or knew that you put out some videos or info, can we talk a little bit more about like what's going on here with this animated series?
Yeah. So there's basically, so in the group, there's a vote. What's going to be the next thing? Animated Series 1 and we ran into something we hadn't run into before, and that is that there's quite drastic differences in the design in the show, from very long versions that would indeed be 5-6 feet long,
Sure,
with
yeah.
tiny cockpits where you couldn't ever put a figure, to this, which is based on a blueprint that I got from Warner Brothers. Then there's is it matte black like the DC Collectibles one? Do you do the blue cell shading? And so I thought, okay, before I open the pre-orders, I'm going to do one more vote and say, okay, this is going to be it. This is going to be the size. This is going to be the price point. We're going to do 2 versions. So there's going to be the black.
Matte black. You talk. Yeah, I'm going to let you go. Yes, you talked about this, but go ahead, because this is cool.
Yeah. So one of the things that people said is, oh man, I want the blue cell shaded one. Oh man, I want the flat black one. Well, that's an easy thing in terms of that. Like a clean or a weathered 2022, we just do 2 different versions, buy one or the other or both, and so whatever you want to do. So I did.
This is.
Yeah, that's what this is, and it's rough. I just did that this afternoon. So this would be the like the cell shaded.
This is what I want.
Yeah. So maybe a little less rough, a little darker black on the cell shaded one, but that's the paint job to be perfected. Yeah. So basically, this is the version you're going to be able to get. It's going to be 47 inches, 120 centimeters. So it's the longest body we've ever done.
47 inches. Okay.
Yeah. And
now is that confirmed 47? Because that means there's 1 inch gap if you're using like these are 4 feet garage racks.
Yeah.
These are 48 inches.
Yeah.
So it'll just barely.
Yeah.
If you're going that route, I mean, I'm sure but I'm just, that's good to know. So people mentally prepare, like 47 inches.
It will fit into the garage shelves. It will fit into a DF-120 Modu case, but that's it.
Okay. That's good.
And so, and this is going to be like, probably like the 1995. So the bare minimum of support. So it's going to be like the 95 opening cockpit, interior lights, detail, will fit the figures that we're making. We'll have external lights on the front, on the back, rubber tires, rotating tires. And then if we get surprised and we get more orders, then we can start adding extra accessories like rocket launchers and or what else could we do? Maybe smoke, so there's basically 2 paint versions, either the flat black one like the DC Collectibles one, but then with a little bit more weathering to give it a little bit more life and detail.
So it'd be kind of be like your 22 in a sense.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just different slightly like a weathered, like if we flash back and forth, right? That's basically what we're looking at. 2 versions. 2
different paint jobs. One blue cell shaded and the other one flat black.
I like the blue. I like the blue myself. That's interesting. I'll put a poll in the chat here in a minute. Ask you guys what you guys think, because that's it's always good to know. So we got Batmobile animated series. Let's do. I'd like to hear what you guys think. If I'll put a poll in the chat if you want the black version or the blue version. Let me know. I just put a poll up in the chat now while we talk about this, just to kind of gauge what people's thoughts are on that, because I think the blue is awesome too. But so is the black, but blue is, I like that. I like that cell shaded. So not bad. Okay. And it's a pretty low profile then.
Yeah.
That's going to be nice. That is going to be nice. Okay.
Yeah. And then with the opening hood that Mike is asking about, that's something I would like to add if we get more support than the ones that what we look up for now. I mean, would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, let's assume, because it's such a huge vehicle and the price is still the same as the other Batmobiles, it's going to be limited edition, a very limited edition. And so, yeah. No,
that's awesome. I mean, that's, so far, we're already at 65%. People are saying blue. We'll let that poll run for a while, guys. So that might be the more popular one, maybe. I mean, can be tough. So, but I think that's pretty awesome. And now, do we know any details more on this, like when this is going to have a prototype or?
No. So basically, we had 360 votes. That's what this the animated series was when we first put it up for a vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we found out that we have to make a choice. Do we go for the weirdly long 6'1" with the small tiny cockpit, or do we make something more like this? And then how many of those 360 people, and we need every single one of them to make this pre-order, even go up to pre-order, are going to back out now,
right? Because it might not be the version that they want. But this is going to be a case. See, this is an interesting Batmobile, right? Because this is the first time you're going to be making a Batmobile that has two totally different fan base perspectives on what they want.
Yeah.
You know, so you're not going to be able to please everybody. You're going to have to just make that command decision and be like, this is what we're doing. It's going to fit in your shelves. You're going to be able to have a Batman here. You know, the cockpit is not going to be as like you said, like a lot of the stuff in the animation, it's not realistic enough to where you can have a figure there, or, you know, just the way it was drawn. I totally get that. So
yeah. And then to be fair, this is the size is not out of thin air. So let me show you. This is what we got from Warner Brothers.
Yeah, let me bring this up. Okay, so what do we have here?
So these are basically the design drawings and the sizes. And if you just divide that by 6, then this is the size that it is. So it's fortunate that we're just under that 48 inches, 120 centimeters from but that's not out of thin air. That's not based on a display space. That's based on this drawing.
No, that makes sense. So you're taking that number, you're dividing it by 6. There's our approximate.
There's our size. Yeah. So it's 47 inches long. It's 9 inches high, and it's 16 inches wide. That's in 6 scale, that design.
That's right? Nice. That 9 inches in height is nice when you think about shelves, because sometimes you're left with smaller shelves depending on how you're building, and you can kind of have a nice low profile shelf. You know, a lot of people, space, man. We all need space. So that's awesome.
So, so that's the executive decision. We're going with these drawings. That's the size. That's you know, and then come to the Facebook group, put in your vote if you're interested in getting this done. We need to get back to that 360 people that said they wanted the animated series, or I just have to drop this completely, just make the figures and go with, I don't know, do a new poll. Because right now we're sitting at 190 votes. That's not enough to get this made.
So join the Facebook group, cast your votes. I know some people are asking before, forgive me in the chat, I saw a glance through, but if there's people that want to get a hold of you, offer suggestions outside of Facebook group, I mean, could they email you or reach? Because some people don't use Facebook, something like that. You can just do direct emails.
info@jazzincdesigns.com or Joost@jazzincdiaramas.com. Facebook Messenger. I'm extremely busy, so it might not be a next day reply when there's actual customer questions or customer issues. We reply within 24 hours. Thank God Kiara's coming back tomorrow from paternity leave. But
awesome.
Yeah, you can always talk to me.
Okay, you can reach out on other mediums. All right, perfect. 12-inch Moose Stream, my man, for 20, dude. Thanks so much, brother. Says I'm the owner of the following Jazzinc: 66, 89, Snowspeeder, 22, 95, paid off the 89 and the 66. He has. I've seen. I'm very excited for the animated Batmobile as well as any figures and the Catwoman. I'm all in with Jazzinc too. Well, thank you so much, Moose, my man, for the super chat. And yeah, he's got it all. I've seen it. So it's awesome, dude.
Ultimate review that people who bought something keep coming back. I thank you so much. That is perfect. That makes my day.
It's awesome. That's awesome. Well, speaking of the animated series, so I know we have a few things here. I know, guys, we're trying to get through it. Well, whoops, did I close that? I'm sorry, I closed the window. There's a few more things that we're going to discuss, but figure, speaking of, right? So you showed this off as well, and yeah.
So this is Inigo again. Right now, it's on the back burner because we're working hard, and Inigo's joined that team to get the Catwoman prototype and the diorama base and everything settled and done. But yeah, we're fully committed to also developing a 12-inch 6 scale figure line for the animated series, and then starting with Batman, of course. But I mean, Robin, Joker, and then if that's popular, we'll just go down the line and make everything that everybody wants.
Oh wow! Okay, so this could really go potentially deep.
Yeah, because that's what we want to do, right? So,
well, it's hard for me in my head, right? Because I'm so used to you with vehicles. And now we're going with Catwoman. We got this, so I'm thinking, are we going down a rabbit hole here, figures?
Yeah.
I mean.
No, yeah. Also, but I still want to do vehicles. I mean,
of course,
we got the animated Batman vehicle that I want to do. I've got some other cool stuff up my sleeve. I've got a whole list of stuff. I've got like 6 Batmobiles I still want to do in the next 2 or 3 years. So, yeah.
Well, Batman and Robin, right? We're still doing the '97 Batmobile. Is that a thing?
As soon as I think.
Okay.
I want that one. I'm even if I can make that and take a slight loss on it just so that I can complete the whole movie line.
Yeah, just for posterity. You're like, hey, listen, I've got the movie line done. I mean, minus the Tumblr, but I don't know if that's a thing. We'll maybe have to talk about that later. But
I've got some ideas for the Tumblr. I'm finally to a point where I think I can add something to the Tumblr in the future. That's probably something coming up next year. But I was always like, Hot Toys did the Tumblr. Yeah, it was too small, but nothing like the 1989 too small. But I think there's a way, if the community goes for it, that I could literally do all the vehicles in time. And I could do something special with the Tumblr that I can only do with the Tumblr because of its size.
You're right. I know what that is, but stay tuned on that. Blue Tattoo celebrating 20 months of membership. Dude, thanks so much, brother. I need all the animated figures. Villains 2, that would be awesome. SB, my man, becoming a channel member or upgrading. I can't tell, but thank you so much, brother. I do also have Bob Dylan for 5. Dude, thanks, Bob. Dude, he says, can you tell us more about the animated Batman teased? Who is working with you on the tailoring or overall design aesthetics or body choice? That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, is there something that you can speak on? I mean, you have Indigo doing the sculpt, but any other people that you can talk about or share, or nothing yet?
No, nothing yet. No. So basically, Indigo is doing the designs, and it's not just the sculpts for the body too. We're sourcing different fabrics for the.
This is all the right color palettes that we're looking for the.
Yeah, and so and then looking for bodies.
Okay.
I'm kind of in a discussion with Warner Brothers as to how exaggerated the body needs to be, because it's really like ridiculously Y-shaped. In the cartoon, I don't want to make it look too cartoony.
Well, a good reference point, honestly, is looking at Mondo. Mondo's done their animated line, which is awesome. Shout out to those guys. If you people who collect Mondo, I mean, they're nailing the animation. But if you just look at that, you can see exactly what you're talking about. They are like to the T animated. So you need to decide if you want to kind of go that boxy, hard angle, style, or are you trying to hybridize similar to the animated Batmobile, right? You want to do something that's kind of leaning on the realistic side, but still staying faithful to the animation, like like the mass versions, like there.
I mean, the sculpt you're looking at, that's really the way we want to go. But as you can see, it's not completely animation, so the body needs to fit with that. You can't put a Mondo body on that face, I don't think.
Sure, no, yeah. No, but I'm just saying as reference that they're animated like to the T, right? So if you're trying to hybridize.
Yeah, it's going to be slightly hybridized. I mean, especially because for that one, I also want to do a seamless body.
No, that would be good. And I figure that's going to kind of go hand in hand, right? You're hybridizing, so to speak, the Batmobile, because it's weird, right? It's animated, so you either go all in full animation,
but then
or
buy
you
the
do
Mondo figure, I think.
right. So, or make your own unique style that's going to work for everybody. So,
Yeah.
I see what you mean. But I do have another super chat, man. X-Man Spring Dude, thanks so much, man, for that 10, man. It says, is there a plan to start with the OG animated Batman and then eventually do the New Adventures Justice League versions as well? Thank you,
that's
man.
too far down the line.
Okay.
Right now, I'm really interested in exploring the OG animated Batman, and that's a deep well to go into with the Batmobile. If we can get that off the ground, Batman, Robin, Joker, all the villains. There's just a ton of characters. If you want to complete that line and have like a cool collection, I mean, I would say that's what, I don't know, 6 to 10 figures easy, right, for your collection. Just the OG animated series.
Just the OG line, yeah.
So, and then if that's successful, then why not go beyond that? But first, so the first 3 verses I'm focusing on for the figures is the Tim Burton verse, a couple of figures there, the 1966 figures, and the animated series, OG animated series. That's like,
okay. That's a ton though, right there, and that gives everybody some options right out the gate. Because you're right, like they could kind of, if you wanted to, you go down the Hot Toys route or others for Snyderverse and some other things. So we already have Batman Forever. So those 3 lanes to start, I think that's a smart choice. I think it's a smart choice.
Bob, yes, I think that is much more the way we would like to go.
Okay, great. Now I would be yelled at to no end if I don't bring this up. Progress. Okay, the BVS, right? This is our Bat Cave. Now this has been going on for like a while, right? I mean,
we finally figured it out. So, so we're going to be making it in several parts for shipping. So it's going to be 3 boxes most likely.
Okay. Oh wow, boxes. 3 boxes. All right, let's see here.
Yeah, because this is quite a significant piece, right? One of the other things, I'm caving to pressure here, but we're going to make something slightly inaccurate. Yeah, in the sense that we've decided to increase the size of the chair by 14.5% to accommodate the oversized figure that Hot Toys made.
Okay, well, I think that's fair. It
will, and we've raised the desk to 13 centimeters off the ground.
Just to right here, just so we can. I see. So you're just slightly making the change so that the Hot Toys figures can fit there and don't look out of proportion, right? So
yeah. So
okay,
I'm totally committed to accuracy, but in this case, we're bowing to whatever Hot Toys was doing there.
Yeah, Bob's saying this was his longest pre-order with you.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, Bob. I'm sorry. I mean, COVID didn't help at all on this. There's still very low support. So I'm going to lose my shirt on this, but I want to make this. And we finally figured out the screen. So if you move on to that I might have
another. Oh yeah, we have some video footage here.
Yeah. So
I'll bring it up full for the mobile guys.
Yeah. So there's actual HD color screens, 6 color screens going to be in there. Actual working screens flashing the different images, probably slower than this, but yeah. So
that's badass, dude.
That is so cool, and we finally figured it out. So production is starting, and the working screens. I'm so happy with that. So if you move on, I think there's more.
I think that's.
Oh, that's it.
That's all I had. I had 3 photos in this video clip.
Okay, so we've actually found slightly better screens than this. So if you look at the bezel is too thick on this, so we found screens that basically the bare metal part,
be a little thinner trim.
Yeah, so there's a thinner trim, and the screens are really thin too. So that's something we figured out too. Yeah, so it's full color screens with animation. It's just so cool, and so that's going to be part of that, and. Remember when I talked about we're probably going to lower the price? So, right now,
earlier in the show, we were talking about that. Yeah, so let's
it's 16 something. I think we can start offering this for $14.99. So, what we're going to do, there's 14 people who have paid off in full. Those people are just, they basically all are also paid for shipping now.
Oh, okay. That's fantastic. So anybody who early backed this in full, you're just going to ship it to them?
Yeah, no. So, okay. So the people who backed it at first, again, got a really good deal.
Right.
There are people who paid less than what this thing is going to cost me to make. So I'm again honoring those prices. It pays to back us early. But of the most recent orders, we had increased the price to what they thought this was going to cost. Turns out it's going to be less. So I'm just lowering the price starting tomorrow to $14.99 for the deluxe version with all 6 working screens.
Okay.
And the people who paid more, they basically have paid shipping.
Oh, okay. I understand now. So
we're not charging you more if we increase the price, but we do give you your money back if we decrease the price. One other cool thing with the chair, it's going to actually swivel, and we're actually going to be putting a spring in there, so you can even change the height.
Oh, nice. That'll be
like a real office chair.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool.
And there's a leather seat and all that. So
okay, nice. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
So are we expecting, I mean, for everybody out there who's been waiting and wondering like when there might be an estimate to when this is going to come out? I mean, are we looking at the end?
They should have it in hand.
End of the year. Okay. So, well, the years, yeah, we're halfway through the year. So you're pretty far along then. This is about ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. 89 Bat Computer. You thinking about other computers?
Yeah. I think we're going to give Hot Toys another year to see if they're going to do something with that prototype they made. Otherwise, I think that's a very nice follow-up to when the 1989 Batmobile is done.
Okay.
So I think that's very interesting. With the market for the 1989 being what it is, I think.
Yeah, because they showed it, right? But you never know. So you're like, I don't know if I want to go through with this, if they're going to put it out. But are they going to put it out? I don't know.
I would bet very good money that they're not. That's not their business model. They can't
typically,
they can't sell tens of thousands of these, and so I don't see that working for them.
Yeah. So, well, I do have a couple I'm sorry, just real quick if I can, from Carlos, my man. Thank you for 5, brother. Says waiting on the N1 and the Jurassic Park Jeep. That could be right. We're still kind of thinking that maybe I don't know.
But that's really deep into next year.
Yeah. And 2 from Jose, man. Thanks so much, my man. Cool Batmobile background pick. Is that Philly's pick? I believe it is, right? This is the one that you sent me with this video. That was a badass video. Yeah. So very cool, man. Thank you so much, my friend, on that. But yeah, I mean, okay. So I don't know if we can get to everything, but since we're kind of talking Batman, I guess maybe this is the last thing we can go through, right? So we have some more updates here on the 66 Bat cycle.
Yeah. So people asking in the beginning of the chat when we're going to see a prototype. I think 4 weeks. This is the first test we did, but that's just basic 3D printed. But we figured out how much of this we can do by die-cast, and that's a lot more than your average Iron Man figure die-cast, I can tell you. So that we're talking about 75% of this is going to be die-cast. Actually, more. There's going to be one more part die-cast than there was on the actual bike.
Oh, okay.
So this is the test. We've seen of real spokes, real metal spokes, real metal wheels. But if you move on, there's other pictures in that folder. Yeah, so these are the tested printed parts, and then if you move on some more,
oh wow,
yeah, that's right, Doc. That's more than an Iron Man in terms of diecast pieces. Some even more. Yeah, so circled here. These are the parts that are going to be diecast. So these and then some more parts, but basically the exhausts, the frame, the gas tank, the steering wheel, the extension of the side cart, but even what are the body pieces that now say D on them? Those were actually fiberglass.
Okay. Up here, yeah.
But for ours, that they are going to be die cast, and then there's other parts. Like I said, the wheels and the spokes are going to be die cast as well. Where even if you move on, to the next picture. So yeah, here you can see the spokes and the wheel, real metal. And then moving on to the next picture, this is also going to be die cast. If you move on to the last picture, I think you can see an actual metal chain. Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, because like Hot Toys, at least on the 22, theirs is like a plastic chain.
Right.
This is an example. I know it's a different Batmobile, but just in reference. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
they're doing the real chain here.
Yeah, and so together with the diecast company, we're now making a new prototype that's going to take about 4 weeks to complete, and then you'll have so like I said, everything that's in metal on the actual bike plus some parts are going to be metal on this, and then of course it comes with a signed limited edition plate signed by Burt Ward, Robin.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that last year, right? So that's still a thing.
Yep, I got the first a couple hundred plates back from him, sitting in my office.
Oh, very cool.
By Burt Ward. Yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
Okay, and this video here, we're just kind of showing off the render and everything, kind of 3D.
Yeah, the final design. So this is because there's the other thing that was kind of nice and pretty close was the Hot Wheels Elite version, the 12 skill version.
Oh yeah, 12. Yeah.
But there are still so many mistakes on that one compared to this design. And this video, you can find it on my YouTube channel where I talk about all the things that we are fixing and changing and improving basically. So again, this is going to be this is already the most accurate scale model of that bat bike out there in any scale.
Well, I know there's a lot of people that can't wait. Of course, AJ in here, Pursuit of Awesomeness. I know he's been talking about this since last year. I know a few others. I'm excited for it. Having the Burt Ward signature, that's also very cool. Yeah. Do we know, is this also planning on being a 2024 release or
late 2024? First batch maybe around Christmas.
Okay, so we're talking late. Yeah, okay. So really early 2025 is more likely.
Yeah. So starting from the summer, say July, August is when we're starting delivering on the 1989 Batmobiles. Then at the end of the year, there's going to be the first batch, like I said, around Christmas, of the 1966 Bat Bike. Then let's see. Then it's going to be the Starfighter in Q1 of next year. And then we're getting into the first release of the figures around Q2 of next year. And I've got something else up my sleeve that I can't talk about that will be released around the early 2025. Something like that.
Okay. Very cool. When will this pre-order close on this?
As soon as we finalize the prototype. So when we show you the final prototype, just like the 1989. So if the prototype's done in about 4 weeks, then I don't know, 3 weeks after that, Larry, I would say July.
Okay.
Then closing it, and that's it.
Nice. All right. Yeah, I mean, we did have a brief I don't know if we have time to get through anything with Jedi Starfighter, but is there anything that we can talk about with it right now, or is this something we should wait? Or
there's one folder in there.
I guess we could briefly. Yeah, let's see if I can bring this up here. Guys, give me 1 second while I bring this. But before I bring that up, though, I do have a couple here. Pete Dangdu, thanks so much, man, for the 1992. Says, Joost, blink twice if there's hope for Batman Returns Bat Missile. That's more than twice. So I don't know what to think about that one. I don't know what to think about that one.
I really don't know. No.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I appreciate that though.
Oh no. The question is blink twice if there's hope for the Returns Bat Missile.
Oh, there you go. Okay, there's hope. Yeah. All right. I appreciate that.
Surprised if it works, but I would say 2026 for that.
Okay, well, it'll be a ways away. All right. And Mugmo, my man, thanks so much, man, for the 5. Says, evening all, watching on delay. Joost, if you ever deliver Linda Carter Wonder Woman like the one teased, can you have all of my money?
All awesome. $10. Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, I really want to do Linda Carter Wonder Woman. If we can get the rights sorted, which is a bit of a mess. Then
Yeah, then that would be cool. All right, so guys, yeah, obviously, guys, we're not neglecting here, but we are running short on time, so we do have some updates here on the Starfighter, right?
Yep. Working on the prototype now, as you can see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is actually because last time, right, we were just looking at some renders, right? I believe.
Yeah. No, this is the prototype.
Look at this. Here, let me
look at the
this
1995 in the background there, people.
Oh my god, that is holy shit.
Holy shit, right?
What are you doing, man? This looks fucking huge. All right. So we got some parts here. Wow. Okay, digging this.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be huge. Anything you can add to it, or just just showing off? Here's some parts right now.
Yeah, and like all these custom pieces, that's just extremely limited edition one-offs, yeah, etc.
Yeah, well, let me ask you something, because this is what I notice right here. I'm in enhance. So, what's the situation here with R2? Are we gonna try to add the Hot Toys R2 in here? Because clearly that's not gonna fit in this small ditch. Or are you gonna make something, or do we have any?
Yeah, I have something for that too.
Okay.
Can I show that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
right now I have a quick video clip, and then we'll let you look. But yeah, here's kind of a panned overview, right, of all the parts here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's gonna be huge, guys.
Yeah. So this is a very crude render, but we are making a custom part.
No, that's fine. Information is key. Not, it doesn't have to be. It's fine if it's a crude, as long as we know what's happening here. Then yeah.
Yeah. So what we usually, because this is a bit of a weird situation, we make the vehicles for you to put your figures in, and then people were like, yeah, but in this case I want the figure to go with it. Like, no, we're not going to do that, because that's a whole can of worms.
Sure.
But we are going to enable you to put your figure in there, right? And some people got weird about it, because I don't want to put half my figure in there, because dude, if there was a hole big enough, you would have to put your whole figure in there. There's no discussion that I don't have to supply Anakin with this, right? So I don't follow the logic here. But so what we're making is that bottom half of the body sized to fit the hole, so that we can do the same as the movie magic people, where they put a half a R2D2 in there, or in some scenes put the whole R2D2 in there and then just CGI the bottom half of R2D2 out of the bottom of the wing.
Yeah, well, that's what was so weird, right? Is if you guys know, like when you watch those films, they had multiple angles, multiple sizes. Like they did so much weird stuff. There was nothing that was actually static. Like they didn't have an actual, like, this is the model. They kept changing it, and certain times the droid would fit, certain times it wouldn't fit. So
none of the times it fits,
right? Well, you know what I mean. Like it was different looking every time, is what I mean.
Yeah,
so you have to kind of come to some middle ground here.
Yeah, and so let me put up this picture.
Sure.
So this is from set. But so we're going to enable you to fit your Hot Toys R2D2 in there, basically is what we're saying. But if we made the whole like they did on the movie, look at the bottom picture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now, is this something that you're wanting? Is this how it's going to be? We're just going to have our R2 like plopped in there just like that?
No.
Okay.
No. So we're basically creating like the top half of the barrel thing with the legs as a piece you can put in the hole, and then that would fit your R2D2 head, and then it will look like that doesn't.
Okay, sort of, right? Because I'm sure you have the Hot Toys R2, one of them.
Yeah.
So so you're saying when you unturn to pop the head off for the batteries, you're saying take that off. That piece is going to be able to sit in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll have a piece that is the top third of the body of the R2D2.
Right. That's just kind of showing the shoulder arcs there.
And that would fit the dome.
Oh, okay. So okay. Perfect. Okay, that makes sense. So you're just going to kind of fabricate a little piece of R2, and that the customers can take their R2's head and attach it to that, so it fits nice and flush there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
That works. I think that works. Very cool. All right. Mug Monk, my man, dude, thanks so much, man. Coming a member again, my friend. I appreciate support always. Guys, I'm going to end this poll. We're at 117 votes.
Okay, cool.
So I'm a little shocked. It's really pretty damn close. 53% of everybody is saying blue Batmobile. 46% saying black. So we're like right down that middle. So I think you're going to be.
This is why it's so hard to do what we do. I mean, with the colors and the paint, we can make 2 versions, but for all the other things that people be wanting, we can't make an infinite number of variations of the product. Yeah.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, and I don't know if you can share this information or not, but what sold more for the 22? Was it more of the clean version or the weathered version?
Clean.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's about, the funny thing is, it was where the weathered was leading the pack for a long time, and then clean just
took off.
Took off, and it's like 2/3 clean, 1/3 weathered, something like that.
Oh, okay. But still, overall, that was great then. I mean, it was still a good success. I mean, okay. Well, I think regarding the animated Batmobile, I think it's going to be it looks like it's going to be an even split. I mean, we're just judging off the chat today. Those numbers can't possibly be accurate. I mean, right? There's so many other people out there that are going to be buying it. But I think somewhere around there, people are going to probably go down 50-50 on that one. Preference.
I probably, the thing I'm worried about is getting enough people to actually make this, right? I mean, I can't make this for 100 people worldwide. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
So go to the closed Facebook group, put in your vote if you're serious about buying either the blue cell shaded version or the matte black version. I don't care. We'll put up both for pre-order if we get enough people to say they commit. Okay.
That's fair. Yeah, guys, I'll put a link in the description if I haven't already, guys, to join the Facebook group. Also, your YouTube channel, because you're always putting updates there for those who aren't, who may not, mess with Facebook or stuff like that. You have your own YouTube channel where you're throwing up progress updates as well. Short video clips there to keep the community up to date. So
yeah.
Other than that, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about or say? Final thoughts? Or
I'm starting to lose my voice here. No, I'm good. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think that's a record for us.
Flies by, man.
Yeah,
so
amazing. Yeah, there was a lot to talk about. I really appreciate all the input. I hope people are excited.
Yeah, and, I am for sure.
We are so committed to. I mean, we won Company of the Year last year. I'm so fired up to do it again this year, and I'm really trying to just prove that we can not only do the vehicles, we can also do the figures. So
that's what I'm I'm your biggest fan, man, but also I'm also know when to be critical, and for me it's that I'm excited to see what's going to happen here with the figures.
Yeah,
and personally, I believe you can do it. I do believe you can do it. I understand people wondering like, hey, this is going to be another, because you're essentially going to become another company in 6 scale that's going to be producing, Warner Brothers or DC related products. So it's exciting, but it's scary too,
Yeah, and let me have my niche making the stuff that nobody else wants to make, and we can do some really cool stuff together that nobody else is interested in making. I mean, like the the Merriweather Catwoman. I mean, that's too small for anything except for a company like ours. And so just support what we do, and we will make that, and we can go down that rabbit hole of the animated series and make more obscure villains, and not just have like maybe the Batman, the Robin, and the Joker. It's that's it. That's what I want to do.
I'm excited for it, man. And you're right. You're not really stepping on any toes out there.
Yeah.
You're kind of going your way. Like I said, they zig, you zag, and it's going to complement, because that's one of the reasons why we do what we do anyway as collectors, like why we chase other companies. It's exactly that reason. We want things to be complete, like people aren't giving us the shit we want, so we got to go somewhere. And if you can provide that void, right, and that quality that we're talking about, dude, that's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, you definitely deserve the support, man. So
thank you.
I can't wait to see it. We're gonna have some, obviously, as soon as we have some more updates, I'm sure you'll come back. We'll talk. We'll show off some new stuff. Yeah, I mean, dude, a lot of info, guys. Do appreciate it, guys. Check out the Facebook group. Check out the YouTube channel. If you made it this far and you're new here, man, dude, thanks so much for coming in, man. Hit that like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you'd like. And yeah, we'll talk again soon, always. So appreciate it. Yep, you guys have a great afternoon, and we'll see you in the next one. See you.
Bye.